314 soldiers died in Iraq.
It's the best part.
509 died in Chicago.
I arrived on the day Fred Hampton died. Real niggas smoke the fly. 87-21 is supposed to die. So I'm out here celebrating my post-demise.
$50 million plus. So, if you don't know, in the fall or winter, late fall or winter of 2015, our WBC, if he's still that at the time, lineal recognized 160-pound champion, is supposed to be fighting Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, the reason why this is because in order for HBO to broadcast Cotto versus Daniel Geale, according to sources and according to various different articles and everything like that, the match with Canelo had to be a part of the deal. Now, I guess that can probably cancel out Miguel Cotto versus Golovkin. It's the Pepsi. I'm sorry, I'm belching. I guess that cancels out Cotto versus Golovkin in 2016. And 2015. And what that means is, if he does fight Canelo, then Cotto will have to vacate his 160-pound title. Therefore, it will be the winner of Golovkin versus Monroe versus Tureano Johnson, or Tureano Johnson and or Jorge Heiland. So I know you probably don't know these names, whatever the case may be, but I'm telling you this. It is official. It is confirmed. Right now it is April the 16th, 2015. In about 12 hours or so, the official press conference for Miguel Cotto versus Daniel Geale will be held somewhere in New York. And guess what? They're not telling people where it is. I may just pop up. I may go. I'm saying it's like a 30% chance, very slim chance I'm going to be going, because I've been up for like the last couple of days editing videos, yada. But do you know how or why they do these type of things? Do you believe that Cotto wants to have to deal with a lot of questions of people asking him, well, why 157 pounds, Mr. Miguel Cotto? Why not GGG? Why not? You see, like what happened with Canelo. Now, I know what happened with the Canelo situation. That would have been a top rank and golden boy, to whereas in Miguel Cotto was having issues with top rank. Miguel Cotto is now a Rock Nation sports fighter, meaning his company is, I don't know if it's a merger, I don't know if they just signed him, but basically Cotto's Rock Nation deal allows him to make money outside of boxing as well. And also he has a nice stable of Puerto Rican fighters, that Rock Nation now can help market. So, market and promote. So I'm totally for the business move. I understand whatever the case may be, with him and Top Rank. I understand why he did it. But now questions remain on, okay, well, when you first sign a big deal like that, you're not going to take a super mega fight first. That's not how boxing works these days. So for him to be fighting Daniel Geale, I thought to myself, Daniel Geale only has 16 KOs. Daniel Geale is not the type of guy, that's going out there and just knocking everybody out. He's not a psycho killer, knockout artist. So I'm thinking to myself, well, why catch weight then? Why catch weight of Daniel Geale? Now this is a chance of a lifetime for Daniel Geale. This is a chance of a lifetime. Me personally, I would have preferred Anthony Mundine. At least he has something to offer. So I'm thinking to myself, well, why catch weight him? So of course it's not fully confirmed yet, but it's looking pretty likely, like 90%, that it's going to be a catch weight of 157 pounds. And that just adds like the fuel to the flame as far as Cotto fighting at a catch weight, even though it was just 1 pound against Sergio Martinez. Sergio Martinez was crippled. He was collecting Social Security disability before he entered the ring. He had the mechanical Stone Cold Steve Austin knee brace that they didn't want him to use, and then he was falling all around it like he was drunk. So you fought that Sergio Martinez, who is not considered, I don't care what you say, Puerto Rico. Sorry, I'm not being disrespectful. But that wasn't a prime Sergio Martinez. That wasn't the Sergio Martinez that fought a Kelly Pavlik, a Matthew Macklin, a Paul Williams. That wasn't that Sergio Martinez. That Sergio Martinez was the one that had the damage of what Julio Cesar Chavez, get high on pop, Julio Cesar Chavez did to him. So how many minutes I got left? Yeah, I got some time. So I'm saying this: you get Sergio Martinez, and then your next fight is Daniel Geale at a catchweight. And if he were right to fight a Canelo, because as my understanding is a part of the deal. If he were to fight Canelo, then it would be like a catchweight of 155, right? So which means that would be 3 straight fights at a catchweight. So what do you think would happen if he decides to fight Gennady Golovkin? Let's say if the WBC says, okay, we'll fight Canelo and Golovkin's team is cool with holding off for now. We're not going to order the purse bid. We're going to hold off for now, but you got to fight Golovkin before March of 2016. I wonder what the catchweight for that is going to be, right? Now, how can you order a catchweight for a purse bid? Hey, But what I'm saying is, don't you think that since Golovkin's been talking this, he would move to 154 for the right fight? Don't you think that Freddie Roach and Miguel Cotto is like, okay, we're going to remember that motherfucker, 155, 154.5, 154.2. Yeah, you think they're not going to remember that? So there's a lot of questions, going on. Now you ask yourself, why not Tureano Johnson? My personal opinion, and it's not just mine as well. It's not just mine, but consensus is that Tureano Johnson is too big for Cotto, too powerful, too much of a real 160-pounder. He would rough Cotto up. Remember, Cotto was only about 5'7", 5'6", really, realistically. A smaller 160-pound guy, obviously, hence the catchweights. And even though Daniel Geale versus Cotto will be a good fight, and I guess you can say it will be a measuring stick, but then it's at a catchweight, and you ask yourself this. How come Emmanuel Dapper Pacquiao doesn't get proper respect when he beat Miguel Cotto at his last fight at 147 or above the 140-pound limit at that catchweight of 144? But then you got Cotto doing this. Now remember, it was never Miguel Cotto that was talking all that, well, yeah, he drained me, man. I signed the contract, but you drained me. I never understood that. Now, here's how I feel about catchweights. I can't be mad at the boxers, because it's like, if it's a catchweight, you knew it was a catchweight, you signed the contract, so therefore you said you could make weight. Like, for example, Chad Dawson was talking all that shit about Andre Ward. Yeah, I'll come down to 168 and all that, yada, yada, yada. But then once it was like, oh, okay, you will. Then once negotiations went, once negotiations started, it was like, listen, can we do 170? I'm like, no, you said 168. He had to shave his head bald. Like, remember that? He had shaved his head and all that shit. So when the fighters sign a contract for a catchweight, you can't make excuses for them. But at the same time, fighters who are offering catchweights, it's like, yo, all right, let me see if I can get you, to drop some extra pounds, especially for a guy like Daniel Geale, who, if I'm correct, hasn't fought at 157 or below before. So a lot of, for example, when you got guys like Peter Quillen, who can get all the way down to 160.6. This was just last week. He had weighed in initially at 161.4, but got down to 160.6 and couldn't go any further. Just maybe a half a pound, just maybe even 0.2 of a pound may be too much for a person's body, to the point where rehydrating up, they may not, they may not have all their energy. They may not, rehydrate properly. So it's like this. It's supposed to be Canelo. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing a big piece of news. I feel like I was supposed to talk about something, and I feel like I'm missing it. But anyway, as it stands right now, it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, and it's on Dan Rayfield's Twitter too. It's crazy because I heard the news yesterday, but doing all these videos but anyway, when it comes to official news, you got to go to Dan Rayfield. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. I got a heavy night of video editing to do. And I'm going to say this is T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live.